Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thanks for logging on and tuning in. We are here at the Space Coast Book Lovers in Cocoa Beach, Florida, hosted by Terry Dees Edney and the team. And we're hanging with L.K. Shaw, the author of The Secret series, which in its entirety at present,
yes,
is wow. It's like a boxing match. Let's see. We're weighing in at
it's almost 600.
579 pages.
Yes.
It's, look, if nothing else, you could beat the kids with this. And then they'll leave the room so you can read the rest of the book.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about the series. The Secrets, plural.
Secret series. Yes.
Where did this come from? You're in the car, you're driving, and you think, ooh, there we go.
Actually, it was a project that I first started for National Novel Writing Month back in 2015.
Okay, yeah.
And it was just on a whim. I had some friends who were like, let's just see if we can write a book. And so I started writing it. And the idea actually came from firsthand knowledge. And so I was like, well, I'll just kind of start writing this book as like I was the character. And then it just kind of evolved from that. And it was going to be a one-and-done thing. It was just going to be trying to write it for that. And then all of a sudden, two characters that were secondary were like, well, no, we want a story too. So
and that's
then
what
the
happened.
secondaries.
The writer's mind is a very crowded place.
It is.
Sometimes they talk over each other.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have to listen to them or they won't shut up.
Yes. You have to get their story out.
Yes. So, what inspired this? What just?
This series is romantic suspense with BDSM elements.
Now, is it a subject that you just kind of are drawn to write about, or is it just?
Yes, I love erotic romance.
Okay.
I love just kind of the fantasy element of it. And again, like I said, this was. I have gone to a BDSM dungeon, and so I was like, well, what if I write about it somebody? And honestly, the first book in the series, this is actually 3 books right now, but the first book in the series is actually a 35-year-old plus-size woman. And there aren't a lot of books out there that are real people.
That's not a 35-year-old plus.
She is not, no.
You cheated. You can't do that.
The cover of the first book individually, I made sure specifically, I told my cover designer, please make sure that she looks like she is plus size because
that's good.
People want to see
the
covers
really
to match the character.
Not just the visual to match the characters, but I think it's, especially today, it's kind of important to let people know that everybody, when you write a love story, whether it's erotic romance, any kind of romance, it's a human truth.
Absolutely.
It's not a skinny truth. It's not a tall truth or a. This guy's like 9 feet tall. I swear. I'm a pocket person, so this guy, I know, he's like this, and he's huge. And see, pocket people need love too. So
exactly,
it's important that when you look at those covers, sometimes you can actually see. We had when we were where we met at Book Obsessed Babes author event. Guys, shorten that up. At any rate, we were talking to one of the authors there who wrote a gay romance, and it was very important to him that his cover have 2 men.
Absolutely, you want it to represent your characters.
Very important that they represented those characters, and that not just for shock value, but for the value of this is romance, erotica, our sexuality is all part of being human.
Right.
And it doesn't matter. So that's fantastic. Now, This is 3 books, is in here?
This one is 3 books.
3 books,
The first
okay.
3 books. Mm-hmm.
You got other work out there?
I do. Published currently, I have a standalone novella. Has
Okay.
nothing to do with this, but it has the word secret in it. But it's the Navy SEAL Secret Baby. And that's currently published. I'm also...
You just scared the hell out of all the Navy SEALs because they're like, oh, man.
I know. Yeah, it's more of a second chance love story.
That's awesome.
And then I have another anthology that I'm a part of that is called The Beach House. It actually comes out on June 13th.
Oh, fantastic.
And it's 4 authors. And again, my story is actually the secondary characters from my Navy SEAL book that get their love story too. I'm working on, in this series, there is a police detective, and he features very heavily in the 2nd and 3rd book. And I'm currently writing his story. It will be done in the next week. And he's a popular character. His name is Daniel Weber. And then I'm also writing the 4th book in the series of a very fan favorite character from the very first book.
Oh, wow.
And
Good
so
deal.
that will be
Well,
out sometime this fall.
You know, I don't ask this question of a lot of authors, and but it occurs to me, it's something I'm very curious about, because you mentioned your character's name. Daniel Weber.
Weber.
Okay. Naming a character.
I hate it.
Thank you. As a writer, I write the hell out of a scene. But man, naming a person. I named my children. It wasn't that hard compared to naming a character in a book.
Yes.
What's your secret? How do you process that?
Honestly, I think about the characters' names that I have and what letter they start with, and then I try and go to a different letter, and then I just randomly pick a name. I have no, like...
It works. No.
You know, there's no equation I use.
I think I'm going to put that question in the pile because I don't ask it, but I'm always curious because it's one of the most difficult things I do. The rest of the story flows through my brain. I can see the face. I kind of know what they look like, what they're built like, what they're doing.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter if I'm making it up or if it's based on anything. But naming, it just seems like such an awful lot of responsibility.
Yeah, it's hard. And then, you know, when you start getting a lot of books, then you think about, I don't want the same name. Like, you forget sometimes what like secondary characters' names are. So then you might pick a name that you've already used. It is. It's very hard to pick names.
It is a very difficult
And I don't
thing.
have an equation of what I use. I just randomly pick a name
No,
other than
that's good.
not the same letter.
I feel better about myself because I just kind of look at it and go, okay, all right, Bob, go.
Right.
You know, I don't know. Go get him now. And sometimes I've got characters that scream at me. Really? That's my name?
Yeah.
You know, so, okay. Wow, that went fast. We're going to move to the part of the show that we call clickbait.
Oh, okay.
Clickbait are those headlines on the internet that you cannot turn away from.
I like those.
What is it? You know, see the cast of this show 15 years later.
Yes,
You
I
can't
click on
look
those all the time.
see, you can't not click on them. Sometimes it's what you thought it was. Sometimes it isn't.
Yes.
We spun this a little bit.
Okay.
Our version of clickbait is they went out and found the most ludicrous questions they could possibly find on the internet. Some of them are pretty simple. Some of them are really ridiculous.
Okay.
She pops up a card. I've probably seen it before, but I promise you I don't know what it is right now.
Okay.
And your real life answer is going to give us the headline that skyrockets both of us and makes us YouTube famous.
My real life answer. Okay.
So whatever the question is, and believe me, some of them are pretty silly.
Uh-huh.
Your answer, that's our headline.
Oh, gosh.
Actually,
The pressure.
I don't use clickbait.
The
headlines.
pressure.
Anyway, okay, so ready to go. And if you were stranded on a desert island, what 3 things would you want to have with you?
I want to be honest here.
Absolutely.
Chocolate,
Chocolate. That's yes.
a Kindle,
A Kindle.
and a vibrator.
Okay.
I mean, you know.
You got to be on a desert island, folks. Hey. Oh, boy. Here we go again with these. I don't know where she finds these.
Really?
Really? See, I don't know. A penguin walks through the door right now wearing a sombrero. What does he say? And why is he there? I don't know. I'm not quick like this.
No.
She finds these. I don't know where they are. What's he got? It's a penguin and a sombrero.
Hola, I'm waddling through.
See, keep it simple. He's there. He's passing through. If you got up and let him sit down, he didn't want that. He wants to go through. Okay. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
A teacher.
A teacher.
I did. I was actually going to go to school to be a teacher.
Okay. And what did you become?
I am a physical therapist assistant.
So you're a teacher who teaches people who have real problems how to do real stuff.
Yeah, basically. I guess I am still a teacher. I teach people how to re-walk again.
See how I did that?
Yes.
I made her dream come
Segued.
true. I'm like a genie. I made her whole dream come true, one sentence. It's that easy. What's next down the pipe for you? Where are you going to be? Where are you going to be signing? Where can readers find you next? Without injuring themselves.
Let me see here. We're in June, right? So July 22nd, I will be at A Dark and Seductive Affair in Charlotte, North Carolina.
A Dark and Seductive Affair, Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to find that on the web. Put a link down below. We're also going to put links down below to the books online and to all of LK Shaw's social media outlets so that our viewers can stalk you. And
I love stalkers.
isn't that great?
Yes.
And then sometimes they run into you at conferences and they go, I know you from Facebook. And
Right.
yeah.
And you're like, oh,
and you
hi,
run away
thank you.
as fast as you can. That about wraps it up here, folks. So as we get ready to go, we're going to thank our partners and our friends over at the Florida Book News, Wordfire Press, Famous Faces and Funny, Space Coast Comics, and Something Unique Magazine. These are the folks that share our artists and our creators, our authors all over the World Wide Web, help to spread the word about new and upcoming authors and books. I'm G.W. Pomichter. We are at the Space Coast Book Lovers event in Cocoa Beach, Florida, hanging with author L.K. Shaw, the creator of the Secrets series. Remember, folks, while you're here on the web, subscribe, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next.
Thank you.